Hello, welcome. It's Ball Street. It's the Social Club. We've got Flav Bateman making his debut. You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. How are
Comfortable.
you? Oh, this is
Devastated
amazing.
that you can't go full recline.
Every time I make a good point, it was going to... But sadly been...
You can still do that?
Yeah, but it just doesn't work.
It's like a bit of a tit.
Idiot, yeah.
Robbie's back from Arsenal Fan TV, of course. And Ped from Everton Fan TV. Nah. Of course, it's ToffeeFanTV. So the first thing I want to talk about, because we've got Flav here for the first time, you're obviously part of the Ball Street universe, but also the Fighting Cock Spurs podcast as well. You guys took each other on the other night, not physically.
Yes.
More in terms of your teams.
I fought the cock and I survived.
And the cock one. So yeah, it was a stalemate.
It always is with the cock.
Nobody wins. So I want to, obviously, now we're in the January transfer window. A lot of these are going to be themed around the January transfer window for this week's show. So
what is that?
It's right, in case you weren't aware, it's a period of time where you can theoretically buy players.
Has anyone told Everton this?
I'm not certain on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
It's probably been sent to like their AOL.com email account.
Yeah.
Free serve.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Anyone under the age of 25
Not
is like... Yeah, let's get there you go. So, I've got the boys here. First and foremost, what did you make of the game?
I thought we dominated it for 60 minutes.
And you would be correct.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
just
argue.
checking. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I just I'm always conscious of how biased I am when talking about Spurs. And I know it's fun to listen to, but it's a bit annoying for everyone else who ain't Spurs fans.
Second bit, right?
Yeah. We played very well. For the first 45 minutes especially, we were in control. We hit the crossbar post once. Dele Alli scored an amazing goal. Amazing diag from Alderweireld, and he took it on his chest and put it in. It was fantastic. We were in dreamland to a certain extent, but there were moments in the first half that Everton had their chances. Not the goal was superb. You know, the ball over from
Thomas Cleverley,
which was a surprise.
Thomas.
And Lukaku. I mean, you joked about doing no activity in the transfer market, but Lukaku's a fantastic forward. 28 million, wasn't it? And he held the ball up well, and it had to be Aaron Lennon who finished like
one of your own.
I've never seen before in my life.
One of your own, mate. One of your own.
If one person had to score, I had no issue.
United fans here, you say that?
I had no issue that it was his. And Vertonghen pussied out massively. You know, if you watch the replay, he just melted in front of Aaron Lennon, and I'm sure.
Oh, it's Olé! Yeah. Not even a thing.
But that aside, we should have gone up. We should have gone into half time in the lead, I thought. Second half, Everton came back into it.
You weren't massively confident going into that game?
No, I thought we'd get beat. Because we've been awful. And Spurs have been good. So, put those two together. And to be honest, I thought Spurs were really good. But I also thought once we'd scored, we did try and sort of just put everyone behind the ball. Like, this is Roberto's new genius idea of defending, was just put everyone behind the ball. Yeah. And to be fair, I thought it worked to an extent. Yeah. But we got caught doing what we always do. We looked at the board, telling how long was left in the half. The amount of times Everton have conceded in those minutes is unbelievable. Players just switch off. But it was. I mean, from a Spurs point of view, it was a really good goal. But from an Everton point of view, it was an awful goal because Seamus Coleman just goes asleep. But it was a great finish. But once we made those subs on, I think it was the 59th minute, the game changed. And funny enough, I tweeted out last week, that was the team I wanted to see start. Exactly that team that finished the game. So I felt very smug. And Bessage as well, I'd bigged up Bessage all week as well, and I thought he had a great game. What you're seeing in the first hour was what Roberto Martinez's fantasy is of how he wants Everton to play. But unfortunately, you're seeing the other side of it. Spurs just had complete control over the game. We played a good side. Whereas recently we played poor sides and they've scored goals. We played a good side who can just control the ball. But once we tightened up, then I thought the last 30 minutes showing that we can be tight and also make chances. So I think I'm hoping that's food for thought for Roberto, that we don't have to be absolute dickheads.
Any criticisms of the goalkeeper this week? No, excellent. He's not pre-prepared. So the question is, we'll kind of spin this through to this month, I guess, going forward. On Redmen TV, I basically said Spurs for the top 4 is absolutely nailed on this season. I think Chris mentioned something along the lines of like there was a sexual metaphor. I described you being in basically the vinegar strokes of qualifying for the Champions League. That it's pretty much nailed on. I mean, but I guess the big question is we have to ask it because we've asked it of every team, and they normally cock up the week after. Can Spurs go any higher than that, Robbie? I know you're not inclined to give them credits, even when it's due.
Can they do what?
Can they go high? Can they go
How
one
high?
better? How high can they go? You answer.
What, you mean like win the league?
I'm asking you the question, maybe. If you want to mention, hey, listen, no one said win the league, Robbie.
That came out a little bit too easy.
That flowed off the tongue
they've
a
got
little
no
bit.
chance of winning the league.
Come on, Robbie.
That's why I'm asking the question. If
Can
you're
they have a
asking me,
chance?
can they win the league? No, they won't.
Flav actually predicted Spurs were going to win the league this season, to be fair.
I said second.
We laughed at you. We laughed.
Well, if they come second, that's great for Arsenal because we always finish above them. That means we'll win the league.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. But I think they will get in the top 4.
They've got only 6 points behind you.
Yeah, they've got a decent team, and but I still think that if, for instance, something happened to Harry Kane, unless they go out in January and buy a striker, they're going to have problems in that area because who's going to score the goals? Even if something happened to Dele Alli, he's starting to prove to be such an important player for them. So I know they have, if you look at this squad, they have got a lot of players in each position. They do. But when you miss vital guys, I don't know. I'm still not, and that might happen between now and the end of the season.
Desperate.
Yeah, there's 2 players we can't replace, and we won't replace. Is Lloris and Kane. All the others can be replaced by Pochettino's system. Dele Alli is playing brilliantly this season, but other players have played in his position and done well, and we haven't fallen off at all. The great thing about following Spurs, I've said this before to you, Rob, is that we have a system that the players understand. So it's more than just we have great players. We don't. We have a bunch of very good players that understand Pochettino's system perfectly.
The only other thing I would say about Spurs, and I noticed it again against when you played us, and I noticed it again yesterday, and again I feel that this could be something that might affect you later on, is that you're starting to run out of steam in games. So that game yesterday, it looked like once it got to about the 60th minute, like you said, when you brought on those subs, I thought Everton could have gone on and won that game. They finished the game much stronger. Spurs started looking really tired, especially like Harry Kane looked absolutely shattered. And against us, it was the same thing. You played really well, but then again, towards the end of the game, you were shattered. The style of that you're playing, I don't know. Towards the end of the season, I still think that you might start getting caught out.
I think the thing for me with Spurs, and I've always said, let's start with with that 4th place first and foremost. The team that finishes 4th is the consistently least shit of the good teams, and Spurs have absolutely got that nailed on so far. In terms of the teams that fall within that bracket of that, they've got a good quality. They're there or thereabouts. The teams that are meant to be there, Spurs absolutely deserved it. But the thing is, as we say, we were saying like a month ago, Man United keep winning games, but they were playing dreadful football. Spurs are playing good football, and they keep winning games as well. So they're
drawing a lot of games as well. That's what I'm saying.
But they're not losing loads of games.
Yeah, but if you draw a lot of games, it's like you've lost. Because if you draw 3 games, you would have been better off winning 1 and drawing 1.
True, but if you go on a 5 games and you win 2 and draw 3 of them, from a mentality perspective, it's actually still better going into your next game than losing. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, but I think both. And I think Everton in the same bracket as well. They draw too many games.
We've drawn 9 each, haven't we?
Yeah. So if you can turn those draws into wins, yes, you've got a great chance of doing something.
I would say
properly into it.
I would say that was right. That certainly a month ago, 100% right. But if you look at over the festive period, we're top of the form table. We've won 3 and drawn 1. If that is now what we've figured out a way of not drawing and winning games. Looking at Watford, a game we probably should have drew. And we nick it at the last.
Lucky in that game, yeah.
Well, you say lucky, but you create.
It's a win of form, that, Rob.
The ball's got to go in exactly. The ball's got to get in the box. We put it in there and we scored. Yesterday, I would have taken that.
That's the best analysis. That's perfect.
Yesterday.
Football analysis should be like that.
Yesterday should really have won.
We scored. What the fuck do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? It happened inside 90 minutes.
So first half, you should really have won the game. You was playing really well in the first half. You was very impressive in the first half, but I just thought in the second half, then it switched. Everton should actually, you know, when Deulofeu and Besic came on, the game changed. And I thought, and I was there hoping, I was thinking, yeah, come on, Everton, you're going to win this. And I don't know, I mean, it was in the end a good point for you.
Yeah, I'd take that. And I think doing Everton a disservice yesterday. They changed the game.
home team as well, from a Spurs perspective.
Plus, they changed the game. And it wasn't just tiredness. Martinez changed the game with his
it was a good game.
To be fair, I look at Spurs and I would love to be not only in their position, but play the way they played. You know, everyone loves Everton to bits because we're really good on the eye and because we concede loads of goals. And it's, you know, everyone loves what we will be like the new Sky team when we will be on every week, unfortunately, you know. But I watch Spurs, you know, they've got a structure and they've got a way of playing, like you've just said. You'd like to think that he knows he'll fit players into that system rather than the players dictate the system. It's just whether they've got enough good players when it does come to those crunch games that really win you the title. I'm not sure they have at the moment, but I still think they're probably 12 months behind, you know, off where they probably thought they'd be where they are next season. The league's just that messed up at the moment that they've been able to come through.
The other thing as well, I think maybe with Spurs, it will be when the Europa League kicks back in, because that playing on Sunday, you know, Thursday, Sunday as well. That's
mate, like, the Spurs are there and thereabouts. You know what I mean? They've done it. Look, Liverpool have had the same run, and we're not there. They're not there.
They are. Listen, you know, there's no. I don't like saying it, but you know what I mean.
I feel like Robbie's got an agenda there. No.
Well, of course I've got an agenda. You know what I mean? It's Spurs, but what I'm saying is, I'll admit that. Listen, they are playing some good football this season. They've been playing much better. They look more of a team than they have for many a season. They're definitely a threat. So I'm not going to lie to myself. You know what I mean? It's true. They look, you know, definitely when we played them this season, they're one of the better teams that we've played this year. So
another thing I'd say about Spurs is, I think he's got time as well with this team. He's got a couple of years to get it right. I look at my own side, and everyone lauds the fact that we've got John Stones and Romelu Lukaku and Moss Barkley. I just don't think 2 or 3 of them are going to be at Everton in 2 years. Yeah. Whereas I look at Spurs and think, this might sound wrong, but apart from Harry Kane, there's not many there that are like really shiny players that other clubs are going to come in for. They'll stick together for the next couple of years. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just don't think there's anyone who really stands out that someone like Real Madrid will go, oh, he's the new shiny thing. Because it's all about the system. Whereas we've got this team that is supposed to have like these top 3-4 players. They'll be cherry-picked by the best because they do stand out in our team. And I think that's where Spurs have got 2 or 3 years. He's got to get that team firing and add a couple more to that.
Okay, well, I'm just going to ask the question then, because why not? Because there's nothing like putting a little bit of undue pressure on teams for no reason, just to drive clicks and comments. Spurs, can they win the title this year?
No.
Robbie's jumped in. It wasn't even worth asking him.
Not for me, simply because they don't have enough goal scorers around the team. And that would be the only thing. And like you say, the thing with the injury thing, I think is quite interesting, because I think if you take a couple of players out of nearly every team in the Premier League, they'd be goosed.
Yeah.
So
not Arsenal.
To be fair,
we've had a few players.
Listen, moneybags, going on with your big deep squad of world-class talent.
Oh no, listen, not no super duper money. You know what I mean, but you know, I think that's one of the things to Arsenal's credit this season is that.
Why does it always come back to Arsenal?
We're talking about Arsenal in about 15 minutes. In about 20 minutes time. We'll talk about Arsenal in a minute. Flav, can you win the title?
Of course we can. We're into January. We're 6 points off. We can do it. Robbie says no because he's an Arsenal fan, and you should. I would never say Arsenal can win the league. I don't think they're going to win the league. I'm still not sure they're going to finish in the top 4. But that's because I'm a Spurs fan. That's my job, right? To
hate, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's great about football. It's hoping for the demise of your rivals.
Keep hating.
I will. Right. I will. But what I'm saying is, of course we can. Will we? Is it likely? It's less likely we will. All right. And going back to what Ped has just said, we probably don't have the quality in that squad in order to do it. We have I would argue, two world-class players in Harry Kane and Lloris. we're in a difficult position because we can't replace Kane. We're not going to replace him, but we do need a backup. And how do you buy a backup that can? How can you buy a backup to Harry Kane and him be able to do the same job? Exactly, it's a difficult situation. Yeah. So no, we won't. We probably won't win it. Can we do it? Yeah.
Can we have another program to explain how Harry Kane is world class?
Tune in.
But no, I'm only joking.
Tune in next week. Yeah. No, you know, well,
very good player, I admit.
Yeah.
World class. Come
but
on,
what's?
But then you've got to start saying what's world class.
Yeah, you've got to look. That's definitely a show we're not doing now. What is world class?
You live in the world.
Should we do that in the international break when we're really struggling for
content? You're a human being.
Yeah. Terrible. He's one of your own. When you speak about Harry Kane like that,
I know.
So rude. Yeah, there you go. I agree. I love that sentiment, and because you're dead right. Right now, I think Liverpool can still sneak in the top 4. We're 6 points behind you. So what? You know, I know ultimately the higher up the table you get, the less likely points are to be dropped.
That's
except
more
for this
delusion
season,
more than anything else, though, isn't it? Let's be
honest. So yeah, but you know, what's the point? If you live in that hope, don't you? That if it's mathematically possible, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I mean,
be a football romanticist.
Yeah.
Why not? On that bombshell, we'll wrap that up there for now. We're going to be talking in a bit more depth and detail about January transfer window, what clubs need to be due, specifically Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and we might even mention Everton along the way. Just I wouldn't be bothered, to be honest. Check out the rest of the show on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ball Street. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. There'll be an annotation in the corner of the screen. Click it. This won't hurt you. Make you feel good about yourself. Yeah. Thanks very much. Anyway, yeah. Cheers. Ta-ra.